we are joined by Dillion for his developer relations origin story. Thank you very much for joining us, Dillion. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Dillion Megida. I am originally from Nigeria, but I'm currently located in Netherlands. I work for ADN as an internal developer advocate. So not the regular developer advocate that's for external developers, but I advocate for the internal developers of ADN.
So I'd love to hear from you what your DevRel origin story is, please.
Okay, so like I said, currently I work as an internal developer advocate, but I used to work as an external developer advocate before my current role, and that was my first developer advocacy opportunity. And before that, I used to work as a software engineer, but more of my focus was on the front-end side of applications. And that was also my first job. So my first job was front-end, second job was external developer advocate, third job was internal, is, not was. So before that first job, I found myself writing articles, just always wanting to share my knowledge. I did this on my personal website. I did this on different blog platforms. I also started making videos at some point. So when I finally got that first front-end opportunity, I realized that I didn't have as much time or opportunities to share knowledge as I was doing when I didn't have a job. And it's like, you work from Monday to Friday, full-time front-end, and then you only have Saturday and Sunday to yourself. And those are the only times that I got to actually share knowledge or create content. So I think after some point in my front-end role, then I was looking for opportunities where I could also write code, because I still like writing code, but I was looking for opportunities where I could also share about the code that I write. I could create videos, I could make demos, I could write articles around the code I share, and not just write code and just push to production. So as at then, I didn't even know about the developer relations. I didn't know there was something like this, but I was just looking for opportunities where, you can code and you can share. And then that was when I realized that, there has been this field that has been existing for a while. It's called developer relations. And that was when I started looking for different developer relations opportunities. I found some in open source, some community management. I found developer advocacy. And that was how I picked developer advocacy. So that was how I came in. Then I was walking around the product, making demos, writing articles, videos, answering Stack Overflow questions. It was exciting. And now I'm still doing the same thing, but it's just my focus is now towards the internal developers. So it's almost different. I've just been in this for like 1 month now, so it's still a little new to me, but it's still DevRel in general.
So what were the steps that you took when you decided that developer relations was the role for you?
I didn't do anything, I didn't start doing anything new. I figured that I have been making videos already, and I have been writing articles. So I think for DevRel, the only mindset shift that I had to make was I wouldn't come to a company and then just make any videos I want on JavaScript or write, because that's what I've been doing. I just write about different terms and topics and tools in JavaScript, on HTML, on CSS. There was no specific direction. So the only thing I knew I had to do was, for when I'm moving into a DevRel opportunity for a specific company, then all of these things that I'm already doing would just be channeled towards the company's product and the tools that the developers use. So I didn't really or necessarily have to start doing something new. I already found myself doing these things. I had even given few talks online before. So, I didn't cover DevRel generally. I wasn't really into open source. I wasn't really into communities. So there were still some parts of DevRel that I didn't have. But apparently for the opportunity I found, they were looking for my writing and my video creation skills, so I didn't really have to start doing anything new. The only thing new I know I had to start doing was to learn about the product, so I can advocate for the developers that use it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dillion. I would love to ask, if somebody were looking into getting into developer relations, find that first role, what advice would you give them?
Well, I think just like I mentioned briefly, DevRel is like a lot.
Yeah.
There's the open source community, writing, videos. There are a lot of it. So what I usually advise people is if they could just pick one or two parts of DevRel and focus on it and build skills on it. It could be writing and open source. It could be videos and conferences. Just pick one. Two. I usually say have one major and one minor, but if you can focus on two, that's also fine. So if you can just pick out the parts of DevRel that you're interested in, and then you can look for opportunities that are looking for those things you have built on, because different companies are looking for different things. Also, I think if you're somebody who loves sharing knowledge a lot, I think DevRel is a good place to excel in that area, because you can relate with developers, you can help them, help make their lives better, or make the experiences with your company's product better. So that's what I would say.
Great, thank you, Dillion.
Thank you so much.
Really nice to
Thank
be
you.
here.